Hey everyone, welcome back to the Speak English podcast, where we make learning English feel natural, fun, and something you can actually enjoy every day. I'm David, and today I'm joined by the one and only Sarah, who always brings great energy and practical advice. Hey Sarah.
Hey, David. And hey to everyone watching or listening. I'm really happy to be here. We've got something super helpful to share with you today.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're studying English a lot, but not really making progress? Like you're doing things, but not improving fast enough?
That's more common than you think. And honestly, it can feel super frustrating. But don't worry, we're going to change that starting right now.
Today, we'll show you how to stop wasting your time with the wrong habits and finally focus on what truly makes you learn faster and speak better.
And the best part, you don't need to study more. You just need to use your time differently. We'll teach you how to do that with simple, real-life techniques.
So, if you're ready to break out of that feeling of, I'm stuck, stick with us until the end. This might be the exact push you've been needing.
And hey, if you're serious about improving your English, do us a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a chance to grow.
One of the biggest reasons people struggle with English is because they confuse activity with real progress. They think that watching videos or reading about grammar is enough, but those things are often passive and don't train your brain to actually use the
Yes.
language.
And when you spend a lot of time doing things passively, just watching, just reading, you feel like you're learning, but you're not really building fluency. Fluency comes when your brain gets used to producing English actively, not just recognizing it.
That's why today's technique is so powerful. It's called active immersion, a way of turning everyday moments into language practice. Instead of just consuming content, you become part of the content. You speak, you think, you react in English, wherever you are.
Exactly. Active immersion is not about studying harder. It's about making English part of your life in small, natural ways. You don't need to be sitting at a desk or holding a textbook. You can practice while cooking, walking, or even just getting ready for your day.
The key is to shift from a passive mindset to an active one. Instead of thinking, I'll study English later, ask yourself, how can I use English now? This small change makes a huge difference because your brain starts linking English to real situations.
And when you start using English in real-life moments, even simple ones, you develop what we call automatic recall. That means your brain begins to access the words and structures you need without having to translate or think too hard about it.
You stop seeing English as just a subject to study, and you start seeing it as a tool you use every day. That's the foundation of fast learning: repetition, context, and speaking without overthinking. The more you do it, the more fluent you become, naturally.
Another great part is that you don't need a partner to practice this. You can do it alone, out loud, or in your head. The goal is to build the habit of thinking and speaking in English consistently throughout your day, without making it feel like a chore.
And don't worry if you make mistakes in the process. That's part of learning. What matters is that you're engaging with the language and giving your brain a reason to stay active. Passive exposure is helpful, but active use is what creates real results.
So this technique is really about creating English moments in your daily life. You don't need a perfect plan, you just need to be present and intentional. Active immersion gives you the freedom to learn anywhere, anytime, and that's how you speed up your fluency.
Let's say you're starting your morning. Instead of thinking about your to-do list in silence, start speaking in English. Okay, I'm getting out of bed. I feel sleepy. I'm going to the bathroom. I need to brush my teeth. It sounds simple, but it gets your brain moving in English.
That's right. You can keep going with little actions. I'm washing my face. I'm making coffee. It smells great. I feel more awake now. What time is it? These are basic sentences, but you're training your brain to think in English while doing your normal routine.
Now imagine you're outside, walking somewhere. Look around and describe what you see out loud. There's a tree. The sky is cloudy. A man is walking his dog. I hear traffic. It's a little windy today. This helps your brain connect English to your environment naturally.
You can even add your thoughts. I feel good today. I'm thinking about the weekend. I have so much to do, but I'll take it step by step. These aren't complex ideas, but the power is in making them part of your mental language in the moment.
And if you're cooking dinner, say what you're doing as you go. I'm chopping onions. I'm boiling water. The smell is amazing. I can't wait to eat. This isn't just practice. It's fluency training because you're thinking, speaking, and reacting in real time.
Even during simple moments like cleaning the house, you can say, I'm sweeping the floor. I don't like doing this, but it has to be done. I'll play music to make it more fun. You're making English part of your actual life, not something separate.
And if you're alone and feel a bit silly talking out loud, no problem. Just whisper or even speak silently in your mind. The important thing is that you form full sentences in English as you go through your day. That's what builds fluency from the inside.
You can also practice making short comments about your emotions. I'm tired, I'm a little stressed, but I'm doing my best today. You learn faster when you connect language to feelings and real thoughts, not just vocabulary lists or grammar points.
If you repeat this kind of practice every day, even for just a few minutes, your brain begins to understand that English is part of your normal life. And when it becomes familiar, it gets easier, faster, and more natural to use the language.
This is how real fluency grows, not in perfect grammar drills, but in imperfect, honest, everyday moments. Speak to yourself, react to your world, and the more you do it, the more confident and automatic your English will become.
When you practice like this, even for a few minutes a day, you start noticing changes in how you think. Instead of searching for words, they begin to come more naturally because your brain is used to connecting English with everyday actions and thoughts.
One of the most powerful benefits is confidence. Speaking to yourself regularly helps you become more comfortable with your voice in English. You stop worrying so much about mistakes and start focusing on communicating your thoughts clearly.
Another benefit is that you begin to think in English automatically. You don't have to force it or translate in your head. Your brain gets used to processing information directly in English, which is exactly what fluent speakers do without realizing it.
And this technique works with any level. If you're a beginner, you can start with short phrases and basic verbs. If you're advanced, you can describe your emotions, explain ideas, or even debate topics with yourself. It grows with you as you improve.
You also become more aware of what you don't know. When you try to describe something and get stuck, that's valuable feedback. It shows you exactly what you need to learn next, and you'll remember it better because it came from real experience.
It helps with pronunciation too. Speaking out loud, even just to yourself, trains your mouth and muscles to form the sounds more clearly. You start hearing your own errors and correcting them naturally, without needing a teacher to tell you every time.
Another major benefit is time efficiency. You're not adding something new to your schedule. You're just changing the language of your thoughts. This turns lost time, like walking or cooking, into powerful fluency training without needing extra hours.
And since the practice is so personal, it becomes meaningful. You're not repeating textbook examples. You're using real thoughts, feelings, and experiences. That emotional connection makes learning deeper, faster, and more memorable.
Over time, your listening also improves because your brain gets used to forming sentences and predicting what others might say. You're more prepared to understand native speakers because your internal language is more active and flexible.
But the biggest benefit of all? You stop being afraid of English. It becomes part of who you are, not something separate. The more you speak, the more fluent you feel. And that feeling is what keeps you going and growing every single day.
So let's break it down into simple steps. Step 1. Choose a moment of your day that you do regularly and usually alone. It could be brushing your teeth, walking, making coffee, anything that gives you a little time to think and speak.
Step 2. Start with just 1 or 2 simple phrases in English about what you're doing. For example, I'm brushing my teeth, or I'm making coffee. Don't worry about complexity. Just speak what's real in that moment. Keep it simple and natural.
Step 3. Add details. Don't stop at the action. Try to describe how you feel, what you see, or what you're thinking. For example, I feel sleepy today, or the weather looks nice. This expands your vocabulary and makes your practice more dynamic.
Step 4. Be consistent. It's better to do this for 5 minutes every day than once a week for an hour. Fluency grows through repetition. If you make it part of your daily life, it becomes a habit. And habits are what lead to real results.
Step 5. Repeat common phrases. If you say something today, say it again tomorrow in a slightly different way. This repetition helps your brain store the structure and vocabulary more deeply. Think of it as programming your mind for English.
Step 6. Don't worry about being perfect. If you forget a word, skip it or describe it differently. The goal is to keep the flow going. The more you speak without stopping, the more confident you'll feel, even if the grammar isn't perfect at first.
Step 7. If possible, record yourself. You can use your phone to make short voice memos. Listening back helps you notice what you're doing well and what you want to improve. It's like being your own teacher, and it's extremely effective.
Step 8. Celebrate small wins. If you complete 3 days in a row, recognize that. If you say something more clearly today than yesterday, give yourself credit. These little victories keep you motivated and build long-term confidence.
Step 9. Expand your topics over time. Once you're comfortable with daily actions, start describing memories, goals, or plans. For example, tomorrow I want to go to the park. Or, I remember a great movie I watched last week. Keep evolving.
And step 10. Keep it fun and pressure-free. This is your time to enjoy the language, explore it, and make it yours. No pressure, no tests. Just real English, spoken by the most important person in your learning journey. You.
One of the biggest mistakes learners make is believing they need to be ready before they speak. They wait until their grammar is perfect or their vocabulary is bigger. But that day never really comes. The truth is, you learn to speak by speaking, not by waiting.
Another common mistake is trying to translate everything from your native language. This slows you down and causes frustration. When you speak to yourself in English, let go of translation. Focus on expressing the idea in any way you can using what you already know.
Many people also try to memorize long lists of vocabulary without using the words in context. That leads to forgetting quickly. Instead, when you practice with real-life moments, the words stick better because they're connected to something meaningful and personal.
Some learners think they're not improving just because they make mistakes. But mistakes are a sign that you're trying, and that's good. Don't stop speaking just because you get stuck. Keep going, even if the sentence isn't perfect. Fluency comes with time and practice.
Another mistake is setting goals that are too big and unrealistic. If you aim to speak perfectly in a week, you'll get discouraged. It's better to focus on small steps, like speaking for 2 minutes a day. Build consistency first. Perfection can come later.
Some people avoid speaking out loud because they feel awkward, especially when they're alone. But practicing alone is a powerful tool. You're not being judged. It's a safe space to explore the language and get comfortable with your own voice.
A common trap is comparing yourself to others. Maybe you see someone on social media speaking fluently and feel behind. But everyone has a different path. Focus on your progress, your practice, your effort. That's what really matters in the long run.
Another issue is thinking too much about grammar while speaking. Of course, grammar is important, but when you're practicing out loud, let the ideas flow first. You can always review grammar later. Don't interrupt the rhythm of your thinking process.
Some learners also avoid speaking because they're afraid of sounding wrong. But remember, children don't speak perfectly when they learn. And no, one expects you to either. Fluency isn't about being perfect, it's about being able to communicate.
And finally, don't quit just because it feels slow at first. Every skill takes time, and the beginning always feels messy. But if you stick with it, speak daily, and give yourself permission to grow, your English will improve faster than you expect.
All right, here's a simple challenge for you to try today. Choose one everyday activity, something you do alone, like making breakfast or getting dressed, and speak out loud in English for just 1 full minute while doing it. No overthinking, just flow.
If you feel shy speaking out loud, that's okay. Whisper it or even say it in your head. What matters is building the habit of expressing your thoughts in English. You're training your brain to think in English, and that's where fluency really starts.
You don't need fancy vocabulary or long sentences. Just describe what you see, feel, or do. For example, I'm putting on my shirt. It's blue. I like this one. I have a lot to do today, but I'll take it one step at a time. Keep it real and natural.
Want to make it more fun? Set a timer on your phone for 60 seconds and speak nonstop until it rings. Don't worry if you repeat yourself or make small mistakes. That's normal. The goal is to stay in English the entire time, without switching languages.
And if you want to push it a bit further, record yourself while speaking. Then listen back, not to criticize yourself, but to hear how you sound. Notice your strengths and observe what words you naturally use or where you might get stuck.
This practice becomes more powerful the more you do it. Try it every day for 1 week and see how you feel. You'll probably notice that your thoughts start forming faster, and you won't feel so blocked or nervous when you want to speak.
And if you miss a day, no problem. Just start again the next day. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to create a new habit. 1 minute a day might seem small, but over time, it builds a solid foundation of confidence and mental fluency.
You can even write down a few phrases ahead of time if that helps you get started. Keep a small list of useful sentences near your mirror or kitchen so you can read and repeat while doing your routine. Visual reminders can be super helpful.
Also, if you find it hard to describe what you're doing, switch and talk about how you're feeling or what you're thinking. The important thing is to keep the English flowing, whether it's about actions, emotions, or even random ideas.
So go ahead, pick your moment, speak in English for 1 minute, and enjoy the process. And if you're feeling brave, share your experience in the comments. Tell us what activity you chose and how it went. We'd love to hear about your progress.
Today we showed you that learning English faster doesn't require more hours of study. It requires smarter habits. By speaking to yourself during everyday moments, you turn regular time into powerful practice that builds real fluency, little by little.
We also shared how active immersion works and why it's more effective than passive study. You learned how to speak out loud, describe your actions, and bring English into your daily life without pressure or perfection, just real simple consistency.
You saw that fluency isn't about having perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. It's about building confidence, making mistakes, and speaking every day in small ways. That's how you create a natural connection between your thoughts and English.
And we gave you a challenge. Just 1 minute a day, speaking during an everyday task. No excuses, no stress, just one focused minute to train your brain and grow your fluency. It's simple, free, and truly effective if you do it with intention.
So now we want to hear from you. Have you tried speaking to yourself in English? What part of today's episode made the biggest impact for you? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. We read everyone, and we love hearing your progress.
And if you made it to the end of this episode, it means you're truly committed to your English journey. So write the word time in the comments to let us know you're serious about improving and ready to stop wasting time from now on.
Don't forget to like this video if it helped you, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another episode filled with practical, real-world tips to make your English better every day.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Keep speaking, keep growing, and remember, you don't need perfect conditions to practice. You just need your voice, your effort, and a little English every day. See you next time on Speak English Podcast.